Greetings, friends. I hope this video finds you in good health and spirits. I'm in Jerusalem, across the street from the Cathedral of St. George, which is where our friend Bishop Kafidi served so faithfully for so many years before his retirement. You know, I'm aware that tomorrow our scripture includes the mention of seeds, in particular the mustard seed, and the parables that Jesus taught. Here I am in Jerusalem, over 2,000 years of people venerating the very places that Jesus walked and talked and taught, and where he suffered and where he died and where he rose again, where Mary gave birth and where the shepherds were greeted by the angels. It's amazing to be here. It's amazing to be in the context of so much history. And that mustard seed is that story of people, God's people, being so faithful even when they had no clue what they were doing, even when they were lost. But the power and strength of God that brings hope, even in the midst of hard times. You know, Israel and Palestine are not getting along very well. The Middle East is in conflict. ISIS is raging war everywhere it can. It's a tough time. It's a tough time everywhere, isn't it? And yet, God's power says that God's love will prevail, and that all we need to have is just a little bit of faith, just a mustard seed. And we can give that power to other people, that joy, that hope. And so I was thinking about seeds, and therefore I was thinking about my own inability to grow a good garden. As a kid growing up, my brothers and I, we had this competition with 3 different plots of gardening every year. And every spring, their gardens got more complicated, more exciting, and mine just hung in there, whether it was the cucumbers or tomatoes or the corn or the snow peas or the peppers or the carrots, whatever it was, my brothers prevailed year after year after year. So when my daughter came home from church, when I was serving as curate at St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Natick, Massachusetts, she came home with a Dixie cup, you know, with the moist soil and a seed planted in it. And then somehow Kate and I prayed that it would grow, because Kate knew my green thumb didn't exist. And it did. It sprouted up, and then it grew and it grew, and it got to about 12 inches high and was falling over, so we had to put a stake in with it. And finally we decided to move it out in the late spring into our flower garden in the front of the house. And then it kept on growing. We thought the bunny rabbits would eat it. We thought it would fall over in the wind. We thought, there's no way this little thing is going to survive. But it did. And then we left for vacation, and it was a couple feet high, and we took a summer respite like I do every summer. And at the end of that respite, we came back, and this thing had grown to my height, to 6 feet tall, and with a big blossom on the top of it. And then in the month of August, it grew even taller, to 8 feet tall, with a huge sunflower in it, blossoming. It was beautiful. And that fall, we dried out the seeds in the late fall by Thanksgiving time. And the birds loved us, the squirrels loved us. They were feasting all over this. And Maya collected about 10 seeds, put them in a Ziploc bag, and saved them. Can you believe it? She found them the following spring and got out some Dixie cups, and planted them all, put water in them. They all started sprouting up. Well, 8 out of the 10. And then those 8 kept on growing and growing and growing, and then soon we had to move them out to the garden outside, the flower garden in front of the house. And we went on vacation again, and we came back in August. They were all over 6 feet tall. And by the fall, they were 8 feet tall with huge blossoms on it. You know, I found that teacher back at St. Paul's, and I said to her, you're not going to believe what happened with Maya's flower that you gave her 2 years ago. She goes, oh, I'm so sorry. She started apologizing to me. I said, why are you apologizing? She said, oh, all these parents came to me and said, what did you do? We have these huge sunflowers in our house, and our kids just want them. And then the next year they said they started growing, and we didn't even plant the seeds. The dead seeds had fallen, but they hadn't planted them. They just fell into the dirt, and like they do in New England, they started growing in the springtime. So she felt like she had to apologize for everybody for not getting a smaller plant, a smaller flower to grow. Isn't that amazing? That one little seed not only grew and multiplied into other plants, but that action from that one teacher to teach a simple lesson about God's love, the power of faith, even though it might be small, its ability to multiply and give strength and joy to other people. those families, our family, and countless others receive the love of God because of that one teacher's choice to share a seed with a child. I wonder how God is planting seeds in your life right now. I wonder how God's going to use you to bring joy